What you are about to watch is an interesting video because it wasn't originally supposed to show up on my channel. Good buddy of mine, Biodegradable, is whipping up a collaborative masterpiece wherein he's gonna make his first piece of something in years, I think, while also accepting pieces and segments from other friends of his. Make whatever you want, he said. Don't feel impeded by what's appropriate to make, he said. Well, made a thing I did, and while it is a little collage-y, it ended up unwittingly being some sort of lost episode of Lanooski. There's no avatar, not nearly as many cutesy jokes. There's something off about this, and yet that's kind of what I love about it. So I'm gonna make something for the aforementioned collab, which will be dropping in January anyway, so I've got plenty of time to come up with something, and I'm gonna just hit you cats with what I made. Kitty gloves come off for this one. I went to the gym on this mofo. Teeny sprump bump. I agree. That's a good point. But my buddy from down under, who's made of smoke, said he needs stuff in a thing. Don't we all? Said it can be whatever I gosh darn please, though. That's liberating. If a little scary. Fuck it, though. Let's do it. Having a little bit of whiskey as my warm-up fluid. It's cut down with water. This is Bob Dylan's Heaven's Door Straight Bourbon Whiskey with a orb of ice in it. Bit of water, bit of booze. Put them together, you can't lose. Poet, man of rhyme. Ain't got that much time to do what he's gotta do. Coming from him to you. Enjoy. The Simpsons have spawned many a meme in their decades on TV, so much so that them having done things or predicted things is a meme in itself. But I'll put forth to you that the most prescient one of all is this one. Because whenever the sentiment rears its holy head in every topic under the sun, your brain registers it in the pious, blowhard voice of Helen Lovejoy.
Think of the children! Won't you think of the children? Won't somebody please think of the children?
All due respect, lady. Fuck children. Get money. The modern world's fixation on children is worrying to me, and not just because it frequently manifests itself as a fixation on children. You know, that thing that's endlessly marketable as tabloid paranoia, yet oh so easy to bypass so long as you're wearing the right hat. Nah, but for me it's concerning because using basic mathematics that you ironically learn in elementary school, something dawns on you. Unless you live an oh-so-short life due to disease, or a car crash, or any number of things that are out to kill you as a kid these days, you spend only a fraction of your life as a children. In fact, the closer you get to no longer being a children, the more your inner psyche and immediate social network tries to straight up yeet you out of being a children. Parties where you raid a liquor cabinet or get someone with a fake ID to buy some brewskis, getting M-rated games early, watching R-rated movies at a sleepover, smoking that devil's lettuce, cashing your V card, or at least claiming to. If you don't play this game of degen bingo in your late teens, you're not being a very productive member of society, it seems. But once you wait it out, you eventually earn the right to build your own path, to build a personality, to learn about the intricacies and history of the world around you, drinking booze, having sex, indulging in artistic vices, and most importantly, making sure your children do none of that shit in the most narrow-minded, do what I say, not as I do way possible. I love self-awareness and avoiding hypocrisy.
Now, I don't know if that's because parents don't actually know what's going on. I'm hoping that when they see this footage, it's an eye-opener for them, and they say, you know what, guys? You're not going anymore.
And the reason why it looks worse, it feels worse, one, we're getting older, right? So everything looks that way.
Speak for yourself, go ahead.
I could record anything at any time. I went to Panama City in 1992. I was at Sharky's. I may have gotten overserved one or two nights.
I've been at the Floribama. I've been down there.
You know all those places.
I know all those most places.
Right.
Now it's posted all over Instagram. It's all over Twitter, and that girl's gonna have to live with that for the rest of her life. Dr. Ludwig, you deal with this. Is that gonna be impactful emotionally as she gets older?
Well, in fact, they've done studies.
But I hate to tell you what I did when I was 18.
Listen,
it was
I
bad.
gotta-
Hang on.
The biggest problem with women is rape. That's much more common, much more serious.
Who's angry on the...
Don't send your daughters there. The women there are human garbage whose parents don't love them.
You and I both know what each other was doing when we were that age, and we survived. Sadly, some kids will not survive. That's a horrible thing. The police know they're coming for spring break. Most of these kids survive. Some of them get carried away. Most of them don't. Come on, you guys, they're going to be fine.
All right, we got to take a break.
When I was a teenager, we went to the movies to see what adults did. Now adults go to the movies to see what teenagers do. You know, people over the age of 21 hardly ever make love in the movies anymore, it seems like. They just look around, they sit around and tell the kids they shouldn't be doing it. It's amazing.
Think of the children. Won't somebody please think of the children?
Think of the children. Children are our future. They're indoctrinating your children. They're gonna traumatize your children. They're gonna sexualize your children. They're gonna recruit your children. Well, that one's complicated, isn't it? That's just a crass oversimplification of a complex issue, what I just said. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry to you and all your precious little gifts from above who want to go fight insurgents.
No, stop. Think of the children.
Point is, the children, more than anything else, is an abstraction, a shape-shifting rallying point meant to make your parental mammalian brainstem get amped the fuck up over something, just not something obvious like, I don't know, compassion for children or the social welfare of children, just children. They took prayer out of schools. Video games are violent. Death metal's demonic. Instagram models have titties that aren't even adorned by a mascot or beer logo. The water fountains have fluoride in them. Guns are really easy to get. Well, they should be easy to get. Have you seen the world lately? Don't you want to be able to protect yourself, protect your wife, protect your children? From what, you might ask? Well, other guns, of course. They're so easy to get these days. And then the greatest of ironies. Once you're 18, hell, younger if society arbitrarily deems you ratchet enough, that sanctity of life they drill into your head at abortion rallies starts to mysteriously disappear. The closer to fetal status the kid is, the more essential rights they seem to have. I mean, it's like George said.
They don't want to hear from you. No nothing. No neonatal care, no daycare, no Head Start, no school lunch, no food stamps, no welfare, no nothing. If you're preborn, you're fine. If you're preschool, you're fucked.
But enough about protecting these little shits. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get down to George Washington flossing in Fortnite. You feel me? That's right, ladies and germs. I'm talking enterprise. I'm talking children, all caps, as the world's most passionate and reliable consumers. Who else would be even a little into the idea of an empty box that promises you'll get Star Wars action figures after the holiday season? Who else wants a shitty camera the size of a donut that supposedly will make you the next Steven Spielberg? Who else wants a rubber-legged, big-headed simulation of the vomity life ahead of them, which will no doubt haunt you as you try to sleep at night? Who else wants a plastic thing that, through sheer imagination and ingenuity, transforms into another plastic thing? Just don't get any ideas, you little pinko queerlet.
God gave them over to a depraved mind so that they do what they should not be done. They invent ways of doing evil. But let me remind you that those who do such things deserve death. The LGBT community not only continues to do these very things, but also approves of those who practice them.
I put my art up there to make people feel welcome.
Now this here is the mural in question that was a hot topic tonight at the school board meeting. Some of the things that the parents were closely paying attention to included the trans flag on this t-shirt here, this symbol, which the artist says comes from a video game, as well as this symbol here, which she says is a Hispanic sign of protection.
Parents alleged the video game character is actually a depiction of Satan and that the hand symbol is demonic, with several even using the word witchcraft to describe it.
That's not what I'm a part of, and that's not what I'm trying to put out there.
As for the transgender flag, one parent implied it's a sickness.
When adults pretend things that are like real life, it's a mental illness. We need the medication that's going to help bipolar disorder fix their brains.
We and our administration should embrace that and get all of this hate material out of our schools, because it is hate material.
I feel like she did a really good job finding excuses to defend the things she put on. None of us are that stupid.
No, my fellow countrymen, we can't afford to tamper with their feeble Play-Doh-like minds. We can't mess with the wiring that stops them from buying the wrong toys, the wrong appliances, the wrong clothing and career paths. That would be fucking degenerate. That would be un-American. That would be very un-Christ-like. As in, Christ alive, you don't actually give an ounce of a fuck about kids, Father General President Mommy Karen, sir. It was coffee this whole time. That whiskey meme, that was a warm-up for a different video entirely. I've conned you all. This was not a high-class, highfalutin, bourbon drinking, cigar smoking, think piece. It was just more blowhard, millennial, caffeine fetishizing, whilst politicking. Thank you, Bio, for letting me be a part of this. Here's a horse playing catch with a dragon. Schmoimpy, the Schmoimpy, he's coming to steal your Cloimpy. What's a Cloimpy? I don't know. That's the end of the song. I got a lot of content lined up for y'all, so expect something else that's smaller and more fun next, followed by something that I've been teasing off and on Twitter for like a month now. It's really taking a long time to finish it, but hopefully it'll be worth your wait. Yeah, what the fuck is a Cloimpy?